Yes, what's up? This is Jonathan with the Healthy Archer here. Just a little preview. I'm doing a sweet potato hash. If you like what I'm doing at all, or if you want to show any support, just jump over to my my page, the Healthy Archer, and like it. And then eventually I'm gonna not do it on my personal page and sort of move over there and do it. So just for the first few, I'll probably keep it on my personal page. So yeah, that's it. All right. This is just my lunch for today. Pretty simple. I'm just showing you how to do a sweet potato in a different way. Essentially, all I did was I cut it up into little, that's a little hot, little probably ½ inch, 3/4 inch sweet potato pieces. Put it in a frying pan, a non-stick. Covered it with water, probably just by an extra 1/4 inch or something, and started that water was cold, and I brought it up to a boil, and now it's actually just started to a boil, and hence I started the video. So, and here we are. All I've got also is I've got some onions I've sliced up, got some curry powder, a little cayenne powder, salt, got some black beans in a tin. And basically we're just waiting for these to cook through first. The strategy is boil these until they're about 90% ready, and then once they're there, take them out, drain them, and then cook them again in the frying pan and give them a little color, give them a little spice, and then cook them with the onions and the black beans, etc. All right, so I cut them pretty small also so that they would finish really quickly. So these really will only have to boil for about, I don't know, hopefully, under 5 minutes, so you don't have to listen to me for so long. But that's it, right? And we're testing it by simply poking it with something, normally like a knife or a fork or whatever, just to make sure it's mostly done. And we'll check the resistance on that, right? So I mean, these live videos are kind of awkward because I don't really know how to edit through this stuff. I got to basically sit here and talk to you. So what to really say? Sweet potatoes, really healthy, a little bit more healthy than normal potatoes, even though I think potatoes get a bad rap because they're high glycemic. But sweet potatoes have a little more vitamins, a little more beta carotene, which is like a pre-vitamin A, and any kind of I think there's other benefits with them, with any of the kind of colors and whatnot, with the carotenoids rather, and they taste pretty good. They have a little bit of natural sweetness, a little more natural sugar, so you don't have to do as much with them as with potatoes, where you sort of have to over-season them and stuff like that. So little light salt takes these a long way. All right, what else do I got? Okay, so we got some black beans still in the tin. Should probably get them out of the tin and get them drained, because we want to try to get all this nasty fluid that they come in. I mean, it always stinks when you open a can of beans, especially black beans. It kind of smells like dog food, right? All right, I got them in this is a nylon strainer. Giving them a good rinse, because you never really know. There's a lot of sodium. There's a lot of just kind of undesirables, I think, in that soaking liquid. It's always good to do this fresh, to start with dry beans and then kind of cook them through, boil them through until they're done, but we don't always have that luxury, right? So that's still boiling. The sweet potatoes are still boiling. They're probably not too far from being done. And I'm giving these a good rinse, right? I want all those impurities, all the salt off, okay? All right, again, this is just a nylon strainer. You can use any metal strainer, you can use anything. It doesn't really matter as long as the beans don't really go through, you're good to go. Bowl underneath it, let them finish draining over there. In the sink here, I've got a colander. Just something that I'm going to be draining the sweet potatoes in. And again, I've got everything kind of cleaned up. I don't have to do too much dancing around here. Just keeping it fresh, keeping it clean. Always cleaning the surface. don't know if I need this anymore, but if I'm going to decide to cut anything further, I'll do that. I got an egg here, and I'll also show you how to, you can kind of make it a little bit more meal-like if you wanted to add a little bit more protein at the end of the time. Okay? And again, I'm using this one pan for everything. That's the key. Not using multiple pans, not creating too many dishes. I really don't like doing too many dishes, and I really try to focus on using the same pan and thinking the recipe through, thinking the method through before you start, getting everything out all at once, doing all your prep work before you even start doing the cooking process. It will make everything a lot easier. All right. That one's on the floor. All right. Brandy, no, that's hot. Later. All right, so that's a little warm, but that's okay. This is also not, that is hot. Okay, so I'm gonna check here with some resistance. Just gonna stick a knife into it. Oh, there's not much resistance there. That means we're almost, oh, we're probably good to go now. I'm gonna let it cook for another 30 seconds. Never throw things into boiling water. And Brandy, get out of here. Out. Out. Because boiling water, you can hit your dogs. Also don't want your dogs in the kitchen too much, because I'm always worried about like dropping a knife on my dogs. Don't want to, jinx it, but yeah, Brandy, out. Go with sugar. Okay, so these are just about done. If you want, you can also salt the water, get a little pre-seasoning going on. Got some onions. This is a small onion, sliced, probably, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch thick. You can check out one of my other videos if you want to see how to slice them efficiently. Right? And I'll give a little potato to Brandy. Here you go, Brandy. Oh, Sheru. All right, here we go. Colander in the sink. Turn down the heat a little bit. Don't put your face over that steam, that is hot. I've done that before. So right now we've just got some water and a little bit of starch, a little paper towel. Carefully try to get rid of some of that starch. And from here, I'm going to use a little bit of coconut oil. You can use olive oil, you could use butter or ghee if you wanted, but in this case, using some coconut oil. Probably a couple teaspoons. The pan's already hot, so there's not really too much involved there. That will melt pretty quickly. I get it on mid-heat. Onions in. So I'm going to cook those onions. Once they start to cook a little bit, I'm going to add the black beans, and then finally, once those cook a little bit, I'm going to add the sweet potatoes. And if you really want to take it to the next level, you can also use the same pan, probably, we'll see how that goes, and like fry an egg and put that on top. All right? In the meantime, I'm trying to do everything, right? I'm trying to think about the cleanup, I'm thinking about plating, I'm thinking about everything. So I start kind of, getting rid of stuff that I don't need. Try to make the cleanup a little bit better. Don't want to get too much stuff on those sweet potatoes. Right, if you want, you can get a little spatula or a spoon or something. Break these up, give them some space. The more space you give these onions, and the more individual they are instead of in clumps, they're going to cook more evenly and quicker, which is what we want, especially in a live stream. So as these are cooking, I ain't really got much time. All right, I'm going to cook these for probably 30 seconds. Just get a little bit of cook on them to take the rawness off. And then we're going to add some spices and really sort of amplify the situation. You can get them around like that. You can move them around like that. Often people are amazed with doing that. It's actually a pretty easy process. You can throw some stuff in a, what do I got here? I got some sunflower seeds, and I got a cold pan here. This could be disastrous, but if you ever want to like just sort of practice, you can put anything on in a cold pan, like some beans or some sunflower seeds, and just start flipping them. So essentially, you're just pulling back. I'm not no upward motion, just a back motion, right? So if you sit here, you can sit here all day and just do that. Nothing actually leaves the pan. That's what's amazing about it. Slow up, quick back. Slow, quick, slow, quick. All right. Nobody's going to want to eat those. Get these out the way. All right. Same deal, right? Exact same motion. Now we're going to go beans. This is probably 2 servings. I'm not going to eat all of this. You can keep it for tomorrow, and it heats up brilliantly in a non-stick pan. Again, non-stick pan, really key, because if you were to use a stainless pan with these sweet potatoes, they'd start to stick to it. You'd have like a kind of a burnt fond or a burnt sort of residue on the bottom. And then you'd have to kind of scrape up everything with some kind of a spatula or whatnot. All right, give it some seasoning. Little salt, little pepper. I like to do that all the way through, not just at the end and not at the beginning. You can always add seasoning at the end, but you can never really take it away. At that point, if you add too much salt, you kind of just, at the end, you taste it's too salty. You can add like some sweetness or something, but you're just kind of polishing a turd at that point. All right. Mixing it up. I'm going to be honest here. Probably put way too many beans in here. I was actually going to just do half the tin. But, you know, c'est la vie. Oh yeah, you like the Henkel, do you? Jay, I got the Henkel back in the day, man. I think I actually got this one from you. Yeah, you like that. That's a nice Henkel pan. One thing I don't really like these pans though. They're not even non-stick. Everything sticks to them. Also, non-stick pans, you got to change them pretty much every year. They don't last. If you think a non-stick pan is going to take you into the promised land, you've got maybe a year, year and a half. If you go high end, you know, you can go a little more, a little longer. Man, I got too many beans in here. So we'll try that. The reason why I say you have too many beans is because I like to give everything its space in the pan, give it some color. We'll see if we can get some color in here. These are already cooked. I'm just kind of heating them through. Give a little tap on the back. Right? Same thing, right? You can work on your wrist strength too. Got some nice colors in there. Going to start seasoning a little more because now we've added a bunch of sweet potatoes. You know, you can give a little extra, you know, throw the salt in there. Make it a sport. All right. Throw a bean to your dog. Look at that, nice catch. Oh. So when I cook, I think my dogs often hang around because I'm always throwing them food. They like to eat vegetables, beans. I don't feed them onions because I think that makes them sick. Which makes me also think now I probably shouldn't be feeding them things cooked in onions. But I think a single bean will be all right. All right. Now what I'm going to do here, we've already pretty well cooked through. I'm going to start adding some spices at this point. If I added it early, everything would get pretty dry pretty early. So we'll see that the spices sort of, little curry powder. You can add whatever you want. Probably, a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne for some spice. Little spritz of spice. And then we just toss it up. That's just a mix-up. Try to give everything its space in the pan and let it work its magic. Yeah, if this ever gets through to Henkel, you got to up your game on the pans, okay? Because the pans, they're not that good. I understand maybe you think they're a little more eco-friendly or a little healthier. I like that. Otherwise, not the best. I've had 2 of them. One of them's in the trash. All right, this is an all-clad. I bought this like a year ago. It's already starting to lose its pizzazz. It's already starting to lose its stick a little bit, but it's still in the sweet spot, but we're heading towards the danger zone, right? Whenever I look at any kind of pan, you got to look at how thick the pan is, because if it's a thin piece of crap, if you look at the really cheap pans, they don't maintain any heat, and then you end up with a lot of hot spots, right? So the thicker the pan is, yes, it takes a bit longer to heat through, but once you have the heat in the pan, when you add things, like whether it be a steak, whether it be vegetables, it maintains its heat, right? And then if you maintain your heat, that means you're going to have a better cooking process. That means you're going to get the brownness, some brown action, right? And I'm not over moving this, right? I'm not going to over-activate the pan, right? I'm keeping it, letting it cook, right? Because if I move it around too much, nothing's going to end up getting that the pan time, right? You need to give everything its pan time. Otherwise, this piece on top is going to start getting jealous because the one at the bottom's been chilling, getting some nice brown action all over it, right? All right, what else is going on? I don't think much else is to really think about here. Definitely want to be thinking about tasting it, right? Pretty soon. Grab a spoon if you like. Never really like how people try things and try to make things taste really good. I'll be pretty honest about this. I'll tell you if it's good or not. Almost there. Not enough salt. If you can believe that. So add a little more salt and a little more peps. Now if I actually put less in this pan, less black beans, this would actually probably be done already. But like I said, I kind of jacked it up at the beginning. Went a little too heavy with the black beans, wasn't really thinking that through. But, again, that's cooking. You learn each time, right? Or hopefully you learn each time. You want to take all of those losses, the burnt toast, right? The too many black beans in the pan, right? The multiple burns that you get in the kitchen, the cuts, right? I've got all those things. I still get them, but you got to try to learn, right? I'm going to hit you with a little tip right now. If you ever take one of these pans out of the oven and it's piping hot, maybe I'll show you an example when we do that, maybe with a steak or to finish something. Never leave this like that, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to grab it and you're going to burn the shit out of your hand. I've done that twice. Once with some serious blisters on my hand, because you grab it and you think that it's room temp, but it's 400 degrees. Okay? So what I do, get a dry towel, not a wet towel, because a wet towel will steam and also burn your hand. Always dry towel. Put the towel on the handle, keep it away from burners, and that way you know whatever is on the stove that is hot has its indicator. Trust me, that'll save you. I think I put too much peps. Okay. So this It's probably done. I'll give it another taste. Okay, so now we're starting to see a little bit of color on here. Ah, see, you got my hand there. Can you see that? You got a little bit of color there. That's nice. All right, so from here, probably want to use a spoon. Again, I'm not using a metal spoon. And you want to make that high. You want to get that up nice and high. You don't want to just go like Chipotle, you know, where they kind of just grab it and like slap it down. You want to make this pretty, right? Salt from a high makes the taste buds fly. Food from a high makes the eyes delight. That was weak. And I should really be thinking about, I'm going to write down, y'all can send me some ideas for some nice, you know, some nice rhymes. Shay, send me some rhymes. All right, the rest of this, I'm going to get in a different pan or different. All right, get this out the way. Now, what you can do, if you really want to take this to the next level, for me, that's enough. But again, using the same pan, just kind of giving you the idea, use the same pan for everything, right? You can actually have one burner and make most meals. This is going to stay warm for a while. Egg, flat surface. I almost really dumped that. Little fried egg. All the heat's still in the pan. Right? Looking good. Little peps. Making it snow. That distributes the salt. If I was sitting down here, right over top, then it's just going to be seasoned in that one area. And you're going to start taking bites. It's going to start tasting salty. All right, we're almost done here. I don't know how long this video's been, but I guess that's sort of the difficult thing with a live stream is trying to think about things that are potential to do and not making it too long, which I think I've already exceeded tremendously. All right, this is almost done. All right, Bandy. There you go. Nice. Sheru. Sheru. All right. I'm going to try another trick. See how this works. So once this egg mostly is cooked through, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Most people, most logical people would just take a spatula and flip it over. But I'm going to try to do some magic here. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Hopefully the yolk didn't break. So far, I'm showing success. And I can take the heat right off now. I don't need to keep the heat going because there's a lot of heat in the pan, and we're done. All right, I just give it about 20 seconds on the other side, a little over easy. And then from here, slap it down, tidy it up, and there you have it. This is a black bean sweet potato hash with a fried egg on top. All right, so hopefully you got something out of this. You know, I'll tell you what I got. Too many black beans, too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many beans in the pan. We've got the tip I showed you with the pan. We've got how to cook sweet potatoes without without having to use too many pans, too many pots. You know, not throwing them in the oven, not boiling stuff in a big pot of water, using the same pan for everything, just thinking of what I'm putting in and the timing and all the rest. All right? Seasoning all the way through. Got the onions in there. I think that's all I really got to add to that. So hopefully you got something out of this, and if so, come over to my my business page, which is The Healthy Archer, and show me a like. All right? Until next time, take it easy.